it's mentioned like in a lot of like we know that Alfred's backstory is kind of just it's not fleshed out. We don't really know from the movies. We know in the comics, okay? So in the movies, it's this whole big, oh, you don't know what Alfred does type of thing. So Alfred in Matt Reeves's Batman says that he taught Bruce how to fight. He says, well, I could teach you how to fight, but I couldn't be your father. Okay. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. Okay, give me a second. Give me a second. Let me cook. Let me cook. Also, he convinces Bruce Wayne that Thomas Wayne was not a bad man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so very not sorry. But Thomas Wayne went to a mob boss and said, hey, put the fear of God in this reporter because they have a story about my family and I don't want it getting out. I don't care if it was to protect his political position or to protect his family. Keeping secrets like that from your family is not fucking protecting them. Okay? Like, if a history of mental health issues runs in your family, you kind of need to pass that shit down. Like, hey, your mom was in the nut house for a little bit, so, right around age 30, watch the fuck out. Like, like that, you need to, what the fuck? No. He says it was to protect Bruce and his mom. How? How does that protect them? So they won't find out? Why do they need to not find out? Okay. All right. Saving the mom, Martha, embarrassment. You're a politician. Fucking spin it. I don't know what you're talking about. Fucking spin it. All right. Anyway, at the end of the day, Thomas was a bad guy and he knew exactly what the hell he was doing. And even if he did not think that the reporter would be murdered, even if he didn't think that at all, you still went to a mob boss to get somebody beat up for doing their effing jobs. They're a reporter. They found the story. They're supposed to report on it. And if you don't have the skill to figure out how to keep this reporter from reporting on the news, then you kind of get what you get. You know what I mean? Okay, so moving on to to Christopher Nolan's Alfred Pennyworth. I have so many issues with this Alfred. Okay, for starters, right? Bruce Wayne went away for 7 years, and Alfred knew exactly where to pick him up at. Like, Bruce calls him, hey, come and get me, I'm over here. Alfred knew that he was alive. He was just waiting on the call. If you really think that people can't reach Bruce Wayne across the fucking world, he can. So he knew at least approximately where he was or somewhat of what he was doing. He wasn't completely in the dark the entire time. But when Bruce got back, we find out that he had given all of his stocks, all of his businesses, all of his shares and everything, handed them all over to Alfred before he left. Right? Smart, that's what you do when you're a fucking billionaire and you decide to fall off the face of the earth for 7 fucking years. Smart. But tell me, why did Alfred have him declared dead? That doesn't seem nefarious to you at all? Just mentions it in passing. Oh, yeah, well, it's going to be interesting you coming back to life. What the fuck? You have me declared dead after I gave you all my money? Oh, no, I'm going to kill you. Oh, no, I'm going to have to kill you. Like, what? That didn't send off a single red flag. Okay, all right. Secondly, when Bruce was telling Alfred his grand plan of being a vigilante, he wasn't saying it, but Alfred was picking up what he was putting down, okay? He understood what the fuck was about to happen. Like, ooh, snap. He just went to go and study to be a ninja. And now he's coming back to save Gotham. Ooh, I don't know what he could possibly be cooking up. No, he knew exactly what was going on. He knew exactly. Why would you be down for that, bro? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you be okay with that? Why couldn't you have been the voice of reason to say, you know what would be a better idea is if you went to therapy, became a detective, and used your money to actually do good for this city. That would be a much better plan than you fighting fucking crime physically. The fuck is wrong with you? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Okay. So he just fed right into the delusion. All right. Why? So then we fast forward, we move on. And this is where I'm going to intertwine the comic canon with Christopher Nolan's, because it kind of feels like Christopher Nolan's Batman was trying to steer Alfred in that direction, but since it's so, his backstory is so elusive in these movies, you just kind of have to like figure out how to put two and two together. So in the comics, Alfred Pennyworth was a member of SAS. That's like overseas military shit. Okay? High operative. He went on a lot of special missions that we know nothing about. We just know that he fucked some shit up. Okay? By the way, let me go back really quick. Batman, you're you're holed up in a fucking penthouse while you rebuild your house, right? But why did you buy a penthouse? Why couldn't you just use the fucking money to make it? Okay. Anyways, while they were discussing the Joker and that's a plane. While they were discussing the Joker and his plans and all of that stuff, he tells this story. Now, I don't know if I can or cannot clip it. I really don't want to go through the process of clipping this scene and then end up getting a copyright strike because I couldn't use the fucking scene, even in an unlisted video or a private video. What the fuck ever. It's not going to be able to come out the way that I want it to come out. So, use your fucking imagination. How about that? Okay? So, do you remember the scene? Do you remember the scene where Alfred was talking to Bruce about and told him about that story that happened in Burma? Okay, so I'm going to summarize this for you. So basically, Alfred starts off by saying, me and some of my friends. So does that mean that you have kept your military past from Bruce? Why? Me and my friends, we all know that they weren't friends, but even if they were a group of friends, what gives this group of friends any type of fucking authority to go all the way to Burma to negotiate government contracts with the villages there? These people were paid in rubies? Nigga, there's rubies everywhere. The fuck? Like, we live in Ruby Land. Like, you're... What? We don't even know what those plans were, what those government dealings were. We don't know what it was about. It could have been very bad things. Which is why the bandit was robbing these tribal leaders and taking their rubies and tossing them along the countryside. Because one man's bandit is another man's fucking hero. You've got patriotism, you got terrorism. Both of them are patriots to somebody, to some sort of institution. What he failed to realize is that nobody asked them to come over there to help do no shit. So why you all up in their business over there in Burma? What was you doing over there? You and your friends. Your friends? No. You mean your army buddies going over there to fuck some shit up. Have your hands in pies that they don't fucking belong in. That's what that means. So, that begs the question, what on earth does a decorated military officer have anything to do with becoming the butler of a billionaire family? Did you know that there's schools and shit for butler academies and stuff? Like you have to go to school for that and train for that for years. There are tests you have to pass. You can fail at the butler test. Okay? What is your interest in becoming a butler? And not just any regular, degular, schmegular butler. You the butler, you the driver, you damn near the cook half the fucking time. Why are you interested in doing that? Not just any butler, but a butler to a billionaire family. You think they just hiring motherfuckers off the street? A butler that is that close to that family? You got to be good at what you do. And people, oh well, he was, ex SAS, so he would be able to protect their family. Bruce wasn't born yet. Bruce wasn't born yet. Alfred remembers when Bruce was born. So Bruce wasn't born yet. So you're a butler to a billionaire couple. Interesting. Old money too. So they know how to pick their butlers. What is your interest, sir? What is your interest in this family, sir? I'm curious. Because then I got to start questioning events that happened afterwards. Like, it's just so mysterious, like you can just hop from a decorated military official to a billionaire butler. And so obviously you know how to pull some strings without nobody seeing what the hell you doing. And then mysteriously, Martha and Thomas Wayne just get shot up in the street by a random thug? For real? Or did the billionaire butler super spy figure a way to wipe Thomas and Martha up off the map? Keep the kid alive. You have to have something to make you look a little innocent. You got to be like a step or two removed. Make it look a little innocent. Leave the kid. Maybe when he turns 18, there might be a little bit of an accident. And I took care of him. I raised him. So, it's not like I didn't put my dues in. So maybe he takes a tumble on his 18th birthday. But nah, he was in college and doing this and doing that and traveling and whatnot. And so you might think to yourself, okay, well, he's out of my hair. And I'm really getting to do what I really want to do. If I'm able to orchestrate the murder of Thomas and Martha Wayne, I might be able to organize some crimes too. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. What if Alfred had Thomas and Martha Wayne knocked off the board? Raised up Bruce. Maybe he taught him how to fight. Maybe Bruce learned halfway across the world in some cave by Ra's al Ghul. Okay. All right, fine. Whatever the case may be, he decides that he's going to come back and be a vigilante for the streets. Any person in their right fucking mind, especially somebody that close to that family that knows the trauma that Bruce has gone through, first thing they would say is you need therapy. Please, let's go and get you some help. Because you need some help. Let's go and get you some help. Because there's something that's not connecting right up here. So let's go get to a head doctor and figure out what's going on. Because there's some things that's not connecting. But no, you instead decide to encourage this bullshit. You're supposed to be the voice of reason. He's clearly traumatized. Clearly. And then to top it off, if you are able, even if he was just a regular SAS, regular member soldier, okay, and then decided to go to butler school and has absolutely no ulterior motives at all, one bit whatsoever. Um, Everything that he's done since then is still just shady as hell. It's shady as hell. I like DC villains. Okay? When I say that I'm not into the whole DC universe, I'm not, but I'm not into the heroes. The heroes don't make sense to me. The heroes don't compute with me. I like Marvel heroes a lot better. DC's, they don't do it for me. I don't understand, like, why would you do that? The villains make sense. The villains make sense because the villains are consequences of the heroes. So the villains make sense and they're pretty fleshed out.
Been the two of us need look no more. We both found what we was looking for. With a friend to call my own. I'll never be alone. And you, my friend, will see you got a friend in need. Got a friend in need. Ben, you're always running here and there. You'd feel you're not wanted anywhere. If you ever look behind and don't like what you find, there's something you you should know. You got a place to go. Got a place to go. I used to say I am me. Now it's us. Now it's we. Been most people would turn you away. I don't listen to a word they say. They don't see you as I do. I wish they would try to. I'm sure they'd think again if they had a friend like Ben. Like Ben. Like Ben. Ben. Like